Hey fuckers, Gaming Leatherneck here. Today, I'll be talking about my first week at Marine Corps boot camp in San Diego. Now, I know there are a lot of these videos out there, but everyone's experience is different. I'm gonna talk about my personal experience because I am important as fuck. We all go through different thought processes and we all have different backgrounds. It really influences the way you feel when you're in there. First off, I'm a pro-gas reservist and I could tell you in another video how life is like as a reservist Marine if you guys would like me to. Active duty guys, I will always have your back, and I'm serious when I say that. You guys do so much more than we do, and all I can give is so much respect for that. Now I am going to give a little background about myself to help you guys better understand why I felt the way I did in boot camp. I come from an Asian family. I'm Asian, yes. I rep around my small ass penis like a badass, alright? I already know the fucking racist comments are coming in. I went to a school that had 80% Asians. All people did was study or play instruments, all of which I suck at, by the way. Never was I able to fit in, but honestly, I didn't give a fuck. No judgment here, but that just wasn't me. Everyone has their different paths in life, and this is one that I happened to choose. I personally never had to go through any type of hardship besides some serious family drama at the time, so I was a big ass pussy growing up because of the influences around me. I was 17 at the time when I enlisted in the Marine Corps, and I was pretty sheltered. I wanted to see what hardship was like and experience the world because that's how you build character. Character is built through bonds and struggles with other people. This stuff was extremely foreign to me. So you can imagine what it felt like at 17 years old, training for basically war, especially coming from a bubble shelter. Not only that, military was looked down upon in the Asian culture. At least from where my parents came from, you only joined the military if you were a fuck up, or if you were a military son, you were also known to be a fuck up. And it didn't make it any easier living in California when all this liberal bullcrap was going on. That shit didn't help either. That's a little background about myself. I can go on forever about this shit, but I'm not, so I'm moving on to the good stuff. Before I went to boot camp, I forced myself to stay awake for 2 days. The reason for that is because I had a problem of being too energetic before something big was happening. So the day that I was going to fall asleep to wake up for MEPS at 1 a.m. in the morning, I want to be able to fall asleep. So that's why I forced myself to stay awake for 2 days. So I was able to fall asleep at 6 p.m. and wake up at like around 1 or 2 a.m. The reason for that is so I can get a good amount of sleep. So I want to be tired because I knew that we would be staying at MEPS for a long time. So the drive down to MEPS was very long. It was about an hour. You know, I felt very long because all this anxiety going through my mind. And by 3:30, they had us all check in. You know, look at line up in the branch that we were going to go to serve in, and we stayed at MEPS for the whole day, doing our physical checkups again. And they had the active duty guys swear in. So after like 12-hour day at MEPS, they finally got us into the buses, and they took us to Denny's. We ate at Denny's, blah 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 blah, all that good stuff. You know, trying to enjoy our last meal. Everybody, when I remember this, when we were there, everybody was talking about how they felt like this was their last meal as prisoners before an execution. That was literally the vibe that we were getting because everybody all of a sudden started questioning if the choice that they made was right. If the choice that they made was right at that moment. Everybody was questioning because nobody knows how boot camp was gonna be like. Nobody knows. And honestly, there's videos out there showing you what boot camp's like, but you can never be prepared for it, in my opinion. Because I remember I used to PT a lot. I still do. I used to PT, but even harder, and watch all these videos and try to make life harder on myself just so I can make boot camp easier on me. But guess what? Didn't help at all. Boot camp was still as hard as it was meant to be. So, you know, we got back onto the bus after Denny's, and the drive there was long too. It was a 2-3 hour drive. By this time, it was already like 9 o'clock at night. Okay, so the drive is finished. We finally arrived at San Diego airport, and they started lining us up. We get in the bus, drive to MCRD San Diego, which is Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego, and when we arrived there, they had us put our heads down. I'm pretty sure you guys seen in the video. They had us put our heads down, and I was sitting in the front. I was the guy holding the documents. I was the guy holding the folder in the front. I was so motivated. I volunteered to hold the documents in the front. So I was really nervous. When the drone instructor walked in, you know, he was like, "Sister, look at me right now." That moment in my life, I literally felt like my hands and my feet were handcuffed. I felt like I couldn't run. I felt like I couldn't do anything. You know, all of a sudden I felt like everything was stripped from me. All of a sudden I felt all my freedom stripped away. And by this time everybody was tired besides me because I slept pretty nicely before I went to boot camp. But it was still really bad because they still kept us awake the whole night. The whole night until the next day, next morning, and then the next night, because they're trying to get everybody on the same sleeping schedule. And even that, I still volunteered for fucking fire watch on the first night of boot camp. That's how motivated I was. Even though everybody was dead tired and they wanted to sleep, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be that guy who stands out. I'm gonna be a leader, even though it doesn't fucking matter because it's receiving week. And the drone instructors that received you won't even be training you. But I still felt like, what if, you know, they recommend me for a guide or squad leader to my next company that I was gonna be put into. But anyways, it was fucking retarded. So, you know, I was really, the only thing I looked forward to when I was tired, dead freaking tired, was to finally receive my freaking camis. I wanted to wear the camouflage uniform. But guess fucking what? I did not know that we had to look a certain way, and that certain way is the most fucking retarded way you can ever wear your fucking camis. You wear your fucking cover, your green skivvy shirt, your trousers, and go fasters. Go fasters is basically running shoes, and skivvy shirt is basically a green undershirt. And you're walking around knowing, letting everybody on the depot know that you're a damn receiving recruit. It's the most ugly version of the way you can wear your uniform. No blouse, no nothing. So that demotivated me really quick because I was looking forward to look at least like a first phase recruit. As the days gone by, we get our shots, we learn some basic drill movements. And I remember, man, the nurses that gave us the shots, I'm not gonna lie, they were kind of cute. Maybe it was my desert goggles, and desert goggles basically means that you haven't seen women for a long time, so any woman that you see will be hot. So maybe it was just my desert goggles, but everybody thought they were hot because they were in their early 20s. They were just probably just some kind of volunteers, volunteering from nearby hospitals to give shots to military members, or at the time, quote unquote military members, even though we're not. That's what they probably told the nurses when they were giving us shots. And the nurses were freaking out. They were scared to stick the needles into us because they would jump every time a drone instructor would blast a recruit. They would jump because they would get scared of the drone instructors walking around. So they were nervous to give us the shots. By that time, I was used to it. I was a little bit used to it, and I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. You know, I just wanted to get training started. But for a lot of the recruits, this is a huge culture shock to them, even with me. But that didn't happen until later on into the training when we received our real drone instructors. That's when the real yelling started to happen. After we got our shots, I remember the most stupidest thing happened. The most retarded thing happened. We were marching, and all of a sudden, this foul, rancid smell comes up in the air. It's like this hot, acidic smell, like it burned your nostrils. Like life was already miserable. Everybody stunk. And this just made it 10 times worse. And we were all like looking at each other like, what the fuck is that smell? And we found out a recruit, not gonna name any names, fucking shit himself. This motherfucker was too scared to ask the drone instructor to use the head, which is the restroom. He was too fucking scared. In my mind, I was like, no fucking way. This guy is dripping shit out of his fucking trousers. He was dripping shit out of his fucking trousers, and I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then he raises his hand, and the drone instructor is like, what the fuck do you want? And this guy's like, sir, this recruit shit his pants, sir. And the drone instructor's like, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking me? Are you that fucking stupid that you can't open your stupid fucking mouth to ask permission to use the fucking head? The drone instructor has all run back into the house, which is basically where we slept at the time. And we had to help this motherfucker wipe his shit off his trousers and clean the fucking head. Like you can see like fucking shit stains all over the ground, and we had to hand wipe those all up. It was absolutely disgusting, and it was weird. I mean, it wasn't weird, it was disgusting. It was more disgusting because this is diarrhea. This guy had some kind of diarrhea from he just probably was not used to the food in the chow hall yet, and I think that happens to everybody where they're not used to the food in the chow hall, and then at one point or the other, like their stomach gets kind of cramps up. So this is what happened to this guy. Except this guy didn't prepare last night and take a shit to prepare for the day. Anyways, after that has happened. We got our shots. This guy shits his pants. Recruits are getting blasted. Everybody is fucking miserable. We just wanted to start training. All right. So Friday comes. Black Friday comes. Black Friday comes. No, not the Thanksgiving Black Friday. It's the fucking Marine Corps Black Friday. If you don't know what that is, look it up on YouTube. You'll know what it is. This is the day where you receive your drill instructors and they give you absolute hell. They give you absolute hell to establish a dominance over you guys and to tell you guys who's boss. Basically, that's what it is. And then they throw shit around. You know, they scream at your face. They mix up all your shit. Me personally, oh my gosh, this happened to me. All right, you receive a bottle of detergent when you go to your new company barracks. Okay, you receive a new bottle of detergent. At least I did. And I put that in my war bag, which is kind of like a duffel bag. I put it in my war bag. Fucking drill instructor slams my fucking war bag. My tide explodes in my fucking war bag. It explodes my war bag. My Bible gets wet. My toothbrush gets wet. And what's worse, my mouthpiece for Big Mac gets wet. And I did not have any time to wash it at all, or I was just too culture shocked to wash that shit. And then by the time Big Mac came, I had to use detergent-filled Nick Map mouth guards, put in my mouth, and my mouth looked like I had like crab mouth, you know, bubbles coming out of my mouth. It literally looked like that because I didn't even have time to fucking wash my mouthpiece, or I didn't find the time to wash my mouthpiece. So my mouth tasted bitter all day whenever we were doing the Mac, and I felt so sick to the stomach and made me nauseous because I had to drink the fucking soap when that drill instructor slammed my tide in my war bag. So that's basically what happened on Black Friday. Black Friday was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was super fun. I was like, hell yeah, this is what fucking Marine Corps is about. This is the shit that I don't get to experience back home in fucking, you know, fantasy land where everybody's experiencing the good life and I'm here training for fucking war. I'm a fucking badass motherfucker. That's what I was feeling at the time. It was cool and all, you know, but then I thought it would end. You know, I was stupid. I thought, oh, this is probably end. You know, they're just trying to establish dominance. This is probably end. You know, they'll probably be good mentors or you know, get us started in training. But that's so fucking wrong. I've never been so wrong in my life before. The stupid games went on till Saturday, until the end of boot camp, and until, you know, MOS school down to the fleet. So Saturday was when I really got sick of it. I'm not gonna lie, when I was 17 at the time, I was 17 years old at the time. I wanted to go home. I was homesick. I was a little bit sad. I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, you know what? This shit's unfair here. This is so bullshit. I want to fucking go home. I don't want to do this shit anymore. I'll look at, wow, this is the first week and I'm already feeling like this. I got 13 weeks left. I got 12 more weeks to go. I don't know if I can make it. But then I told myself, this is the decision that you made and you better follow through with it. Because back home, I was thinking about to myself, back home, people are quitting what they've started. Don't be like that. Complete what you start. Don't quit and don't give up. If you can overcome this, what else can life throw at you? That was my mentality. And even there was times where I really wanted to quit. I wanted to say, fuck it. This is bullshit. But then I pulled through, living it day by day, from chow to chow, Sunday to Sunday. I thought to myself, it's only 13 Sundays. And I think at the time it was baseball season. I went in the summertime, from June to September. Yeah, I think it was baseball. I'm not sure. I think it was baseball season. But then I told myself, baseball season is not. It was either baseball or football, but baseball season is not going to end even when I graduate. Sunday is when everybody started breaking down and crying, boo-hoo. You know, we went to church, and everybody just I would say like maybe 60% at the platoon started crying. You know, obviously me, I was too prideful to cry. I was like, fuck that, I ain't crying. But people started crying because, I don't know, I can't really explain the feeling, but I guess a feeling of just shocked, and I'm not sure. Now that I think back at it, boot camp, I don't think it was that bad. I think if I went right now, it wouldn't be that bad. I think it's because before we, like, one, I was sheltered and I didn't see a bigger world, and that's why I joined the Marine Corps for. I should see a bigger world, and I was focusing too much on the negatives, and I should have focused more on, you know, feeling like a man and being a man. But if I had the mentality of knowing that there's a bigger world beyond this, and that I'm going to make it if I'm persistent and I'm not a quitter, there can be bigger things at the end. If I just focus on that, I think it would have been much better for me. That's probably one of the biggest regrets I ever had going to boot camp, was that I wish I could have been more a man about it. I was squad leader for 2.5 months. I got fired third phase because my pussy ass bitch self fucking decided to be demotivated. We also changed drill instructors like 5 times, so that could be one of the reasons why. But whatever. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you guys didn't, thumbs down. I don't give a fuck. Stay sharp, be safe, and remember, complacency kills. Thanks for watching.